Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I'm joined for round 2 of the Hearthstone tournament by the one and only Nick Murphy of Continue.
Hello, hello.
So you beat somebody.
I did. I beat Chad. It was a really good match in that I won. So very good on that end.
It's usually a good way of making things happen, in my honest opinion. Now, I'm scared because now I'm facing someone that actually won a game, so they might know how to play.
You should not be scared at all, because I have some experience with Magic, and this is all new to me, and I think I just, pure luck, I just beat Chad.
Alright, we'll see where it goes, just waiting for you to select the deck. For those of you who don't know the format, this is best of 5 all kill. We start with 3 decks. When we lose with a deck, it is out of the match, and we have to pick another deck. Once we run out of decks, we lose. Simple as that.
Sounds good.
Alright. And I play so few custom games, I wasn't even aware that that little loading bar existed.
Yeah, right?
It's magical. Alright, oh, you're opening with a mage. Okay, well, I might as well hand this game to you immediately.
Oh, no, don't say that.
I hate mages, what can I say?
It's like the first deck that I built, and I'm like, well, it's been successful so far, let's not stop going with it.
It does the job. Mage is pretty good right now. Alright, get my cards. Cool. So I will go second. Let us begin. I will begin by throwing rocks on the catapult. Ah, mirror image. Infuriating card. Absolutely hate going up against that. It's like, oh, you managed to cast something that's just going to stop me from hitting you in the face for a couple of turns. It's pretty irritating.
Yeah, right? That's the one thing that I have to adapt to. Like playing Magic is like, you put characters out and creatures out, and they prevent you from being attacked and stuff. This game kind of does away with that altogether. So it, like, I think this is like my safety net for adapting from Magic to this.
Yeah, the whole blocking mechanics are rather different, to say the least, compared to Magic the Gathering. Alright, let's see what you come up with. Arcane Missiles, alright. I'm gonna open up with that. Take a little damage, okay. Sounds fine to me. Come on. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Never mind, okay. Well, I guess I'll just play the Youthful Brewmaster, which is not really what I wanted to do. It's not good to play that on its own, but I don't really have much of a choice.
Alright,
Never mind.
See. I am not getting much in the way of attacks. It's a lot of, like, strange stuff going on with this deck right now. Let's just do this.
Go to guards. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Get your hand back up to 5. It's not like I can get through your defenses anyway for the time being, so I'm pretty much stuck on hitting you in the face at this point. Just maybe not what I was looking for there. I think we're going to coin True Silver Champion. There we go. I have some combinations in this deck that are not working out for me so far.
This is not... Likewise, man, I got some stuff set up that's really not doing anything that I really want it to do.
Sometimes that's just the way of it.
What to do? What to do?
Okay, an explosion. And then a fire blast for a finish.
Yeah,
okay.
you know, it's such a cheesy thing to do, but it eliminates those like smaller minions, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a case of you've got to get that off the board.
Right.
You can't just give me board control for no reason. So, that's not good. Bloody hell. I am absolutely not getting what I want here. Less than ideal, less than ideal. Can't believe it gave me that, of all things. I'm just not going to do anything. I detest the very notion of pulling that off, so I'm not going to do it.
It's all good, man.
So you feel free to have a little fire blast target there.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to wind up happening.
It's also a case of my True Silver Champion sitting there. It's like, I really want to swing with this, but I'm not swinging a 0-2 with that. No way. That is a waste of a weapon charge.
Yeah, you know what? I got this one thing that would be better suited for later in the game, but it's just going to have to happen right now.
Oh, Defender of Argus. Alright. You're right, it is a bit more suitable, but it's often better to just play a minion than not, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. It's kind of to be expected. Alright, what's the best way of tackling this situation? Well, it's certainly not with that. I think we might... So how many cards you got? Alright. I'm just going to concentrate. Get that 1-2 off the field.
Oh, nice.
Get through the taunt. And then we can just finish off with 2-1. Again, a pretty terrible use of a consecrate, all things considered, but at this point, it's just like, I'm not going to let you sit there and hit me. That's not going to happen. Like, so far, this, I think, has been the worst 6 turns of Hearthstone anyone has ever seen.
I would completely concur with that.
It's like, well, so what was your early game? So what's an early game?
Yeah, right?
Ooh, Fireball coming out. Alright. I ought to watch out for that.
You know, I'm noticing, too, like, there seems to be, like, different kinds of, like, almost, like, rarity ones. Like, there's fireballs that do, like, a few damage, and there's ones that, like, rare ones that do more and more damage for the same amount.
Are you talking about Pyroblast?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, Pyro is... I'll take a swing, actually. Yeah, Pyroblast is now 10 mana. It used to be 8, if you can believe that, and it does 10 damage, which is just ridiculous.
Jeez.
But yeah, Fireball is 4 mana, and it's 6, but it's a common card, so I think you even just get Fireballs in the basic deck. You don't even have to get boosters for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pyroblasts are nasty little beasties.
What am I gonna do with this?
I was thinking that probably wasn't the best use of an Argent Commander, but never mind. Alright. Dark Scale Healer. Let's see. Where do we want to go with this? Do we want to follow the rules? No. No, we don't. I don't know, actually. Yeah, maybe we do. What's the follow-up to that?
I love when they talk. It's such a goofy thing, but it's like, oh, it's kind of nice.
It is kind of ridiculously silly, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, it's funny, like, the first probably, like, 5 to 6 times that I played it, I played it with, like, the audio off and just kind of did it in the background. And then once, you know, I kind of, like, fired it up and listened to it, I was like, oh my god, everything talks and everything has, like, these, like, charming little, like things that happen. I was like, this, it's kind of nice. It's nice that they, like, added all that stuff to it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what really gets people into it, that they designed a card game from the ground up to be played online. You know?
Yeah.
And everything, including the visuals and the presentation and the sound, is all geared towards that very aspect.
You have a formidable force out here right now.
I do, which is why I'm just waiting for the Flame Strike to land on it.
Yeah, I wish, man. What is this doing?
An explosion. Ah, you really want that thing dead.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
I don't blame you. He's a nasty little beastie.
Yeah, right? Let's see.
Alright, fair enough. Works for me. Alright. This is what I would class as inadvisable, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's hilarious. Okay, so we do this, then we do this, and then we do this for a 9/9.
Oh, what? Oh, Jesus.
And then we go for the face. That's, like, against a mage, that's a really dumb thing to do, because you have polymorph, but
Right.
wanted to... I've never managed to get a 9/9 out of a Blood Knight before, and I wanted to do it.
No, that's perfect, man. Like, it's one of those things that's like, well, I gotta do it, you know? And
Yeah.
it's so great that you totally called my next move, too.
Yeah, of course you're gonna poly it, obviously.
And then it's just like insult to injury, you know?
Yeah, kill the sheep. Absolutely. But that's fine, because I know you've burned all of your arcane explosions, so my
you're right.
1 health minions are not really going to be in too much trouble unless you're... And you might have another arcane missiles and get really lucky with it.
No.
Or a cone of cold. That would do the job.
Whatever. This is not ideal, but it'll have to do.
Cleanse the sun well.
No, it definitely is not. Alright. Oh, beautiful. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Alright, so, here's what we do. Oh no, the Argent Commander is dead. But wait! No, he isn't! And he has his Divine Shield back!
Oh, no, dude. You're the worst, man. You're dropping all this Yu-Gi-Oh shit on me, and now you're...
You know the worst thing about that is? He comes back with charge. It's...
oh, man.
It is the worst. Like, that little secret is maybe the most annoying thing about the Argent Commander.
Oh, my God.
That he can actually do that.
Jesus. Here it comes.
This is not looking too good for you, my friend.
No, it is not right now. Alright. Let's see. I'm gonna come out strong, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Well, unless you have a way of clearing that board, which is going to be difficult considering 2 of them have Divine Shields.
Yeah, right?
It's like the ideal scenario for you here is, on 10 mana, you polymorph the 4-5.
Right?
You ping the 4-1, so then you're down to, like, 4 mana, and then you Cone of Cold. And then that would wipe most of the board, but...
It was nice there, and then you drop that Cone of Cold, and it's like...
Which apparently you don't have.
Alright.
Sometimes you just get card screwed.
Just gotta go, just gotta hit for something, and
Going for the face.
Just you know, just try to leave you with a scar for...
It's an honor fireball is what that is.
Right, right, exactly.
Like, I'm not going down without a fight kind of fireball.
I think I'll just drop this.
There
Just
it is.
my nice little thing, and then politely bow out.
Yeah, I think somehow that might end up being GG there. There we go.
I would
1,
just
2,
hope that you would
and-
respectably not put me below -47. That's what.
No,
ideally.
I'm going to get you to exactly 0, and I'm going to leave you there. There you go.
Like a true gentleman. I like this.
Yeah,
Like a
of
true
course.
gentleman.
Yeah. Much appreciated. Alright. So I will, of course, choose the same deck, because that's how the
Good.
format works. So basically, it's winner stays on, folks. He has to pick one of his 2 remaining decks, and I have to stick with my original. So now he knows what's in my deck. He can pick one that's maybe a bit better at dealing with it.
I will probably not do that, but
He can do that. He has the ability.
that would be an option for a better player, right? You know, you were very good at this. You let on that you were not in the beginning, and you swindled me. So I'm gonna put that in my little black book as a minus mark next to your name. So
Are you suggesting that it was all a cunning ruse?
it was. I think I got hustled. I got hustled real hard.
I don't think you got hustled.
No, not at all.
No, not hustled. I'm genuinely just not very good at constructed play in general.
Yeah.
That's kind of my real problem. I play Arena, which definitely gives me a degree of knowledge.
Sure.
And it teaches me about, oh, you know, this is how this trade's best for this, and this is how you get the most efficiency out of it. But the weird thing in Constructed is that the rules are completely different. If I go into Arena, I say, oh, well, that guy might not have what I'm suggesting. So, like, playing around cards in Arena is really hard to do.
Sure, sure. Well, it gives you that adaptability that's really nice, that you can kind of, you know, adjust your play style to however your opponent does it. You know, you're not relying on your cards and what you construct. It's a really nice... It's such a nice option that they put in there. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, you know, and if you're looking at a... Okay, that might work.
I should have brought out that dude.
Alright.
So overall, like, how you feeling about this game? How do you dig it so far? I mean, you've been playing for a few months, I
A long
imagine,
time,
right?
Yeah. I played since the day one of the beta.
Oh,
And
nice.
I played mostly Arena, and it's Arena that really gets me. Constructed is, to me, actually quite dull. It's great to get on Skype and play Constructed with somebody, but playing ladder for me is the most boring thing.
Right.
I really don't dig it, and I guess maybe just because there's kind of no reason to really pursue, success in that game.
Sure.
But in Arena, there's always a reason, because you're sitting on having to deal with that. What's the best way of putting it? You're dealing with a constant sort of Damocles above your head, really.
Yeah.
Where it's saying, "Oh, okay, well, what could happen here? You could lose, and then you could lose your entire arena deck and have to do a new one, and it actually costs gold or money to play it." So I like that level of tension,
Yeah,
That gives me a reason to keep playing. But it's good, It's fairly well balanced. It still needs a bit of work in that regard. And, I'm just looking forward to them getting some new cards,
Yeah.
Because right now, obviously, they don't have that many, so that's a bit of a weakness, certainly. Alright. I've got an idea. Blood Knight. 9/9.
Jesus.
Join or die.
And Redemption!
Oh my god.
It's back! I love Redemption on the 3-1, because Redemption brings them back to life with only 1 health. If they have 1 health to begin with, it's great value.
Sure. Alright.
Great value minion.
That dude is so just like, I don't know, man. That's got one of my favorite guys to cast. It's just like,
Tazdingo?
it just
Yeah.
brings me a nice little smile on my face. It's like, this game, you're alright. You're alright, Hearthstone.
Tazdingo! Yes. I love the enthusiasm behind it. It's almost like just this sinister perversion in his voice, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, he's just so good. He's just like, I got that shield, man. What are you gonna do?
Indeed. Alright, Ancient Brewmaster. Bring 3-1 off the battlefield. 9/9 straight into Senjin's face. There we go. There's the damage.
Dude, you are unbelievable.
Oh, this is a pretty badly I had an idea for a deck.
Sure.
That I just called Divine Paladin, which is, let's see how many shields and ways to get shields back I can put in one deck.
Alright, that's good, man. That's a good way to start it out,
Yeah. And the thing is that a lot of the cards in this deck are actually kind of bad. Like, Hand of Protection in general is not really that good a card, because it just doesn't really do a lot for what you get,
Okay.
But in a deck like this, it's kind of a fun theme. Argent Commander. There it goes. There we go. And for this tournament, I just decided, I'm just gonna play theme decks, because I don't know anything about how competitive play works in this game, so I just want to play themes. Alright, let's see what you got.
Oh, this deck was kind of just like, hey, it'd be nice to, like, play super defense and super heal, and it is not working that way at all.
You got things like Guardian of Kings and Lay on Hands and stuff like that.
I'm trying to, man. It's just fierce. I like this, man. Because you're coming at it, and your creatures are coming out like super hard. Like they're coming out like very powerful, man. You got some really good cards in this deck, and you have really good modifiers in there.
Yeah, it's vulnerable to certain things. Like,
sure.
Basically, if I get in a situation where I have 2 Divine Shields and I play Blood Knight, that's a 9/9.
Yeah.
And that can come out really early. The ideal scenario for it is turn 1, Argent Squire, which is a 1/1 with a Divine Shield. Turn 2, another Argent Squire. And then turn 3, Blood Knight. And if you keep those 2 shields up over those 2 turns, that's a 9/9 on turn 3, which is really hard to fight. But it does get hard screwed by silence.
Right, yeah.
So
good
anything in a deck that has silence in it, just screws it over. Also, Aldor Peacekeeper, the one that I used on you in the first game.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, good call. So is it 2 out of 3 or is it 3 out of 3? I can't remember.
It is. You're going to your last deck now, so
Okay,
it's best
gotcha.
of 5. So you pick whatever your last deck is, and I stay with my Paladin.
Sounds good.
And if you beat my Paladin, then I've got 2 more choices to go through. All right, a warrior deck.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
We'll see how this goes.
I'm beginning to really like warrior. At the start of the beta, I absolutely hated it. It seemed so boring in comparison to everything else. But then I got the idea. Hang on a minute, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like it's not the usually way like I play when I would play Magic back in the day. Like it's not the way I played Magic at all. Like it was like the way I played Magic was totally different from the Warrior deck. But like I've kind of like you were saying, you kind of like open up to you're like, oh, this is actually not that bad, and it's kind of fun to play this way.
Yeah, it does a lot of interesting direct damage. I like the interplay that it's got with the weapons and then the combination of stuff that you can do with that. Like, you get a weapon down and then you play something like a Bloodsail Raider, which buffs itself based on your weapon damage. And then suddenly that little wimpy 2/3 is like a 6/3 and is just rampaging over everything. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like the synergy with Enrage as well. They've got a lot of cards where it'll give you a boost to damage, but do damage, which is amazing for Enraged creatures, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, coin. Coin Fiery War Axe. Alright, there you go.
And this was something, too, like, for me to adjust to, like, having your character and your hero, like, have the ability to attack and stuff. It's so interesting. Yeah. It's a really nice game mechanic.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So I'm just going to play a little minion here. If I've got a recommendation for future play, by the way, with your weapons, is... If Fiery War Axe is really good on turn 2 because it actually has enough damage to kill any turn 2 drop in the game, right?
Okay.
That's why it's a really powerful card. Generally speaking, going straight for the face with it is not necessarily the best way to use the charges. If you can play it on turn 2 or turn 1, great, but I'd hang on to it.
Okay.
And then as soon as I play a minion, because right now I'm thinking, what minion can I possibly play because he has a Fiery War Axe, right?
Right.
And any minion I can play is going to die to that axe.
Good
and
call.
you just will take damage, which is nothing. You know, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the way to consider weapons, really, is trading health for creatures.
That's a good way to do it. Yeah, that's a good call, man. I appreciate that.
You can just go for the straight-up rushdown like you're doing right now. That works, too.
The way like I play my warrior deck is kind of the way I used to play, like, a red deck, where it's just, like...
So it's big aggro?
Yeah, just really, like, aggressive kind of... Which, then, like I
Okay.
said, man, like, that's not my personality, and that's not the way, like, I play Magic at all. So this is, like, a nice change of pace kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. It's really a case of making sure that you know what cards are in your deck and saying, oh, I want to play aggro. Do I have the cards to make that happen?
Sure,
Because if I run out of steam before I get him down to 0, I'm in real trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, you've done 10 damage to me in 2 turns. That's not too shabby. You know, if you can keep that pace up, then you'll take me out pretty quickly.
Let's do this. Hopefully get a nice little card with it. Not bad. I'll take it. Thank you.
Always nice to have the Novice Engineer in play. Alright. There we go. Play a Silver Moon Guardian and do 2 damage. I've seen a lot of really nasty Warlock aggro decks to the point where they actually had to slightly nerf Warlock because they have some nasty stuff. I don't know if you've run into many Warlock decks, but
no, not too
Flame
many
Imp
so far.
on turn 1 is a 3/2.
Oh, wow.
Which is just obscene. And they actually had to nerf that simply because they thought, oh, yeah, this is kind of silly. We probably should at least make it do a little bit more damage to the guy.
Yeah.
Get rid of the bear. There we go. I don't really have much firepower on the board, which is unfortunate. What do I want to follow that up with? Let's give him his shield back. Why not? Smack, smack, smack. And... yeah.
Reporting for duty.
Now's the time where I wish I had a Sword of Justice in my deck. So how much money have you actually thrown at the game so far?
You know what? I was very hesitant. Like, it's really only been, like, under $10, I'd say. Just to, like, like, the first time it was just like, okay, let's just see what this is like. I can spare, you know, $2 for this thing. And it's interesting, and like the cards you get are like it's a cool way to do it. And it's nice that you don't have to just spend money. You can get them from, you know, the gold and stuff, which is a really nice latest edition. But I haven't really gone too overboard, just because I've heard like rumors and stuff of how they're gonna handle once the game, you know, comes out of beta kind of thing. So I'm a little hesitant to go like full on into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally understand that.
For justice.
Taking a little bit too much damage to the face here. Not too keen on that, but it is what it is.
Your deck is very speedy, man. I will say that. Like your characters have like such a low cost, and they just get out very quickly, which is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff I've got on the board is just my hero power here, but in turns 1 through 4, I can get some decent stuff on the board, but I can't do a lot of damage with it, so this is very vulnerable to, like, if you had a whirlwind right now, most of the stuff on my board dies.
Right, right.
Or a brawl, you know, that works too. If it's very vulnerable to any kind of light AoE. So that's a big problem, considering that stuff's quite common. Now that guy is a beast. Like, I don't know if you know much about the arena draft tier list, but almost every person that makes those tier lists considers the Yeti the best creature in the game.
Really? That's interesting. Is it what is it that that does it? Is it just like that? How is it the kind of lower cost kind of thing? What is it?
It's a couple of things. It is a really good value minion. Like 4/5 for 4 is a monster. Yeah, that's a really, really good value. Like if you look at Silver Moon Guardian, that's a 3/3 with Divine Shield for 4. Yeah. And it doesn't trade with Chillwind Yeti very well. So that's a bit of a problem. And then you end up in this really hilarious situation where you're trying to think, okay, how do I kill the Yeti? Like, what's the best way to kill the Yeti? And you never come up with a good answer that doesn't involve you using at least 2 cards or minions to do it. That's the real problem. Like, I had to take 4 damage to the face, use a charge of my weapon, and trade one of my creatures for that thing.
Yeah,
so
that's a good call, man.
There's a couple of other neat little tricks involving that as well. Let's pull him back. There we go. The fact is that he comes in at 4, which is a really nice number, because if you're playing against a priest, they've got 2 cards, Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death. Shadow Word Pain kills anything 3 attack or lower. Shadow Word Death kills anything 5 attack or higher. So if you've got a 4 attack, then that thing is immune to both of those removals. So it's that kind of magic number.
Good call, man.
We'll give Panda Divine Shield. Why not? Divine Shield's for everybody. There we go.
Oh, secrets.
I heard. I'm not sure if Krendo's playing that deck right now, but I'm pretty sure he has a secret deck that has nothing but all the Hunter secrets in it.
Wow.
That sounds infuriating.
Yeah, right?
It's like, you know what? I'm going to concede this to you, Krendo. I don't have the time for this nonsense. Fiery War Axe coming out. Ooh. Going right for the face.
We're going to see if we can... I don't know. I have this thing that damages minions. Okay, I didn't think so. I couldn't remember if any of your minions have been damaged yet. I didn't think so. I guess like the Divine Shield doesn't count as being damaged.
It does not, no.
Okay.
You're thinking about Battle Rage or maybe something like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, I think this is going to be it for you.
No.
Have I got lethal? Yeah, I've got lethal. Alright. Well, GG.
Womp womp.
There we go.
Dude, that was great, man. Like, it's nice to, like, you taught me so much already about all these cards and stuff. It's really, really nice to, like, play, like, an experienced person like that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, like, if you play Arena, there's a good set of guides that I like. There's a player called Trump, who is one of the most popular streamers. On the site liquidhearth.com, he's made what's called the neutral common tier list.
Okay.
And he lists all the neutral common cards in the game, and he lists them by power in Arena. Yeah, instead of like, oh, you should pick this one instead of this one. And the most important thing about that is not the tier list, but why he picked each one of them. And he explains each one. Which tells you things like the Yeti, you know, why is the Yeti so powerful? Why is a Dark Iron Dwarf considered good? And why is something like, say, a Grimscale Oracle considered like a really bad card?
Huh,
So,
okay.
It's really neat. And there's some other tier lists as well that are very helpful for building decks that say, you know what, maybe this isn't so good, but it depends on what you want to play, really, because Arena and Constructed is all completely different.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But yeah, thank you very much for the game. Much appreciated. I'll try and carry your honor into the next round if I can.
Please do. If you you know, carry a child on your journey, you know, Nick is a very good name. It's a very strong name. Just something to think about. You know, be a nice way to honor me and my people. That'd be great.
Indeed. Speaking of your people, you actually do a really great show called Continue on a weekly basis, don't you? Where can people find that?
We do. We're at Continue Show is our channel. It's a lot of fun. We update new videos every Wednesday. A lot of retro stuff. We're getting a little more into maybe some newer games as the generation of game systems keep going. But we also have a podcast. It's the Continue Cast, where we play retro games, indie games, and kind of talk about them in a very much more scientific way other than dick and fart jokes on our normal show. But, dude, it's been a lot. It's been a blast, man. Big fan of your stuff, dude. Thanks for
hey, thank you very much for playing. Much appreciated. I'd recommend, guys, you go and check out that channel. Go and have a look at the Alien vs. Predator one on the Super Nintendo. That was an interesting one, to say the least. I loved that game when I was younger.
Yeah, man. I thought it was the arcade game. Like, I remember playing this arcade game where it's like a beat-em-up kind of Streets of Rage kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is not that game, which really sucks.
No, it is not. It's a really weird one.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's a mashup that makes no sense. But
yeah,
hey,
right?
There you go. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. We, of course, apologize for the fact that the Polaris Hearthstone tournament has been dragging on a bit. We're actually not really sure why that is. Like, I'd love to give you a good reason for it, but I don't have one for you. Obviously, neither of us organize it, so we'll try and keep things going at a decent enough pace, but I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's not my fault, but I'm sorry anyway.
I think
Thanks
it is
a lot,
our fault,
folks.
TB. I think we're both really handsome dudes, so everybody just gets, like, distracted. They're like, oh, man, they're just so handsome. I want to stare at them all day, and then they forget about Hearthstone tournaments and silly things like that, you know?
That's fair, you know, especially for Chad, you know. He seems like the kind of person that would really get lost in someone's eyes. Alright, folks, thank you very much for watching. My name's been TotalBiscuit, joined by Nick Murphy of Continue Show. Please do go check out his stuff. It is that damn good. And we'll see you next time.